It is truth that the effectiveness of any society is really determined about that society educating its kids. And so this episode of That ZellUs Life, we're going to cover about the next generation's education and how we can go ahead and partner to see that education go much further than it ever has before. Welcome back to That ZellUs Life. And again, I have a very special guest. It's my son, Tommy.
Hello.
Sarah and I have enrolled all three of our kids into an organization that is all about classically educating the children. And really it's in a home educated environment while still having social interaction and really being plugged into the community all around them. And that organization is called Classical Conversations. So, Tommy, why don't you let us know a little bit more about what is Classical Conversations?
Yeah, absolutely. So Classical Conversations is a homeschool organization that mainly focuses on the classical, Christian, and through community, the model of learning, where it teaches children not just what to think, but actually how to think, using the foundational model of, well, truth. And so it actually equips the parents, though, to teach the children and empower children to, well, what it's really doing is helping build America's next leaders and leaders all around the world. That's what Classical Conversations is.
Awesome. Yeah, no, Classical Conversations has hundreds of thousands of students in the United States. And there's actually 58 nations that are, and counting, that are a part of Classical Conversations. So it is the largest organization for home education in the world, let alone classical education. It teaches the good, the bad, the ugly. And then it really helps to explain even what the method of thought was involved in a lot of those different theories. Because again, the entire point is how to think, not just here's information of what to think. We're not about raising robots. You know, if God wanted us to be robots, he would have made us that way. Instead, he made us to have independent thought. He made us to be able to connect with our free will to his free heart and to be able to connect love to love and really understand more about the world around us because we are listening, we are inquiring, we are seeking truth. So that's one thing that I absolutely do love about Classical Conversations. But one thing that Tommy really was able to hit on, and we want to really speak of in this episode, was inside of Classical Conversations, we sometimes refer to as CC, just because it's a lot simpler to say than Classical Conversations every single 5 seconds. But one thing that in CC we have as a community are different competitions. So there are many different subjects that you can that you study throughout the year. There are 3 different cycles that you have, and you rotate each year which cycle you're going to be in the foundation grades, the elementary grades, if you will. And in that, you can go ahead and memorize everything that has to do with a particular subject and become a subject scholar, or you can memorize everything about all of the subjects in that cycle for that year and become a memory master. But it's not stopping just there. If you also memorize everything about all 3 cycles, what is that called?
That, my friend, is usually in some communities Triple Crown.
Triple Crown.
Which actually sets you up for something even bigger.
And something even bigger. If you have been a memory master in your foundation years of all 3 cycles, you are eligible to apply for what is called the National Memory Master. And Tommy was able to be a part of National Memory Master last year in North Carolina. So you get to travel to North Carolina if you are selected. And those who are selected, there's only 16.
Across the nation.
16, that's it, across the entire United States. It's not open to other nations, but it is open to just the United States. So out of hundreds of thousands of students, you will have, hundreds and maybe even thousands of entries that are entered into the National Memory Master each year. And there are only 16 that are selected. It is a grueling process
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, tell us more about maybe the process of application.
Yeah, National Memory Master, it's crazy. So first of all, though, it's an annual competition. Like you said, 16 finalists are selected. And it's a lot of work. It takes to memorize over 1,200 facts throughout math, Latin, science, English, timeline, history, and geography. And there's 3 cycles, 24 weeks per cycle. Like, it's a lot of work to memorize. And to just qualify, you already have to have memorized all of these facts beforehand and then have it all proven beforehand. And then not just that, but you have to then gather a presentation and a video and submit this video of a prompt that they've given to you. And then you give it to them, and then they'll do their due diligence in selecting, and they'll come out with their final 16.
Well, the thing that I love about that prompt and about the video is that it shows the application of that information. It's not just about memorizing, because again, it's not about what to think, it's about how to think. So it's not just memorizing a bunch of information. In fact, a lot of times early on in foundations, they help to memorize it by putting everything to a psalm. Well, in Memory Master and National Memory Master, you're not allowed to do it by the psalm. You have to remember it in just speech. And then the other thing is with National Memory Master, you have to be able to remember it not just one way. You have to be able to remember it in reverse, skip count, go back 3 cards in timeline.
Extra knowledge applied to that.
Yeah, there you go.
Where I liken it to this. So when we're first born and we learn how to speak, at first, a lot of times as babies, they imitate what people say.
Mhm.
It's about imitation at first when you're really little. However, when you get older, you actually begin to understand what you're saying. Where a lot of times when you ask a baby something, they're just like, no. It's like they at times do know what they're saying, but sometimes they don't. They just heard it being said. And so they'll say it, they'll imitate. But then when they get older, they'll understand that no, what it actually means.
That's good.
So I liken that to this, where when you're younger in the younger stages of the elementary and the foundations, you're still just learning. You're imitating. You're singing the songs. You're going through the process. In essence, you're memorizing it, right? But you're going through it and you're just kind of getting the foundation of it. As you get older, you really learn how to understand what you're actually saying. You know what you're saying. You learn what you're saying. That is the true key to all of this. National Memory Master is not just about memorizing. It's really about understanding what you're saying. Because if you don't understand what you're saying, as soon as you get asked one of these questions, you might not be able to answer it at all. I actually noticed that ever since I actually put in the effort to learn and really understand what I was talking about, when they would ask me about sailors or about certain geographical locations or about all these things throughout these subjects, I actually understood what I was talking about because I took the time to study them. And I took the time to take advantage of this time while I'm young to understand these things and then utilize it in life. So that's really what their goal is, though, is to get you to really understand. It's that how to think is the understanding. It's not just
Yes.
the memorization, not just the what to think. Here's the knowledge, here's the facts. Just there you go, take that. It's the understanding. It's the root, the structure, the way that we think. And that's how we develop and that's how we grow.
I love that you mentioned that, Bud, because, even one of the subjects that they learn is Latin.
Yeah, that's
And
not my favorite, but it's there.
but the importance of learning Latin is that it trains your mind to be able to process in ways that will help you, and not just Latin. It'll help you in processing of other informations and other situations that you may experience or that you will experience throughout all of your life. So it's just such an amazing and rich curriculum and everything. We couldn't say enough good about it. But on that National Memory Master path, I mean, now Tommy has aged out of being able to be a part of that. But you had how many Memory Masters?
7
Seven. 7 Memory Master
in 5 years.
in 5 years. So he really put in the work. And, I just I applaud you, bud, because you really put in that work and it shows. I mean, look at him. I mean, he understands how to address a lot of situations at such a young age. And this comes back to my original point. As parents and really as adults in our society, we should be having a vested interest in the education of our young people. Now, what I am not saying is I am not saying that you should be walking around with a finger wagging in front of every single person that you see and telling them, you shouldn't be putting your kids in this education system, or you shouldn't be doing that, or you should. No. What I am saying is that we should have conversations and be able to address things and answer things and ask questions about what is the education system that we're sending our kids to. Don't just flippantly go ahead and enroll them into something just because that's the way that it has always been done. Maybe we need to relook at some things. Maybe we need to really ask God, what education should my children be going through? What is it that they need for the calling of God on their lives? It really is such an individual thing. But I really want to go ahead and reach out to pastors right now as well. Pastors, you are spiritual leaders. You are shepherds. You're not the shepherd, that's Lord Jesus, but you are assisting in shepherding his flock, his people, his sheep of his pasture, according to Scripture. And so part of that is being able to advise and help in the education of the young people. And that's not just Sunday school on Sundays. That's their entirety of their education. Why not go ahead and open up your church for a classical conversations community to be able to meet on any day of the week? Maybe multiple communities can come and utilize your building. If it's sitting empty throughout the week and not being utilized, that building is a part of the kingdom. And it is something that, as good stewards, we should be going ahead and allowing people to utilize our space that is a part of the kingdom to advance the kingdom. And I'll also further speak that churches that have opened their doors to classical conversation communities have greatly benefited from being able to have families come through those doors and they start looking and asking, tell me more about this church. Is this something that maybe my family would benefit in coming to this church? We have seen congregations grow just from hosting classical conversations. We have seen so many different salvations come into play because of classical conversations being hosted at churches. So this is a time of partnership. And I will most assuredly tell you that when you open your church for classical conversations, that is evangelism. I had the Lord tell me once, the greatest form of evangelism is a spirit of excellence. So be excellent in all that you do. And that is what demonstrates his excellency, is a spirit of excellence. So in your communities, can you sit down with the new families that come to your church? And can you go ahead and say, hey, what education are you putting your young children through? Are you in public? Are you in private? Are you in charter? Have you thought about homeschooling? And if you're thinking about homeschooling, we happen to have a classical conversations homeschooling group that meets at this church every whatever day. It's once a week, one day a week. And you get to pick and choose what day that is. I could not encourage you any more strongly to go ahead and to research classical conversations, find out more about the organization, see how you can become a part, and open your doors, pastors, to be able to allow these wonderful young people, the future of our nation, the future of our community, to be able to be trained, raised up, grown up in the admonition of the Lord, right under your roof. That is the greatest stewardship of all. You and I did our application video. Mm-hmm. It was an awesome experience.
Yeah.
Just to be able to hear.
Take 43.
Yeah, exactly. Because you had to fit in a certain time frame. Yeah. And it's a lot of information to be able to fit in that time frame. So it's a very quick process of speaking. And, Tommy did a great job with that. I don't think it was quite 43 takes, but it was up there. It was up there.
It was a lot. I'm just
But, after we were able to go ahead and were graciously accepted in as an applicant and one of the selected finalists, one of the 16, I'll tell you this, the community that those 16 young people fostered and the parents is tremendous. I know my wife really was the one that was doing a lot of the texting, a lot of the communication, as I was busy in other business. But, I was so blown away at being able to connect with a lot of the other parents, watching Tommy connect with the other students, seeing how they just embraced each other through this common, unity that they had with classical conversations and National Memory Master. They still will reach out. They did wasn't it a
It
Christmas,
was a Secret Santa thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
Secret Santa thing. I mean, it was well after National Memory Master, and they still were connecting and doing things. I mean, this is almost like a fraternity that you carry on,
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's,
for a long time.
well, all these kids, like all of them, have the same experience. We all have the same experience of going through National Memory Mass. We all know how hard it was. We all know the challenges that we had to all go through just to get there, and then the challenges we had to go through when we were there. And so everyone would bond through that because
Mhm.
there's not many other people who would actually be able to understand what they just went through.
Yeah,
So
that's
a
a
lot of
really
them were
good
able to do
point.
that.
Well,
Which honestly, it was a great experience though, to be honest, because all these kids though, like all of them did a great job, and I definitely applaud the winner. Like she did amazing, a wonderful
yes, she
job.
did.
And though I didn't win, it was really this is an opportunity of a lifetime, and I will forever be grateful for this because through this I was able to get the experience of traveling to this competition. Like this is not a regular thing for people to do. This is something that's not in the normal. And so I'm very grateful for classical conversations and for all the people there who were working on the event, all the people there who were the judges. I also want to thank the founder, Lee Borton. She is an amazing person, amazing
Yes,
person.
very cool.
I was also able to get this shirt, which
Oh
she
yeah, and she signed
very
it.
graciously signed
Yeah.
there, I think. Yeah, but not only do I want to thank those who were at National Memory Master, but I also would like to thank the people who were here. The people who were not only just here, but also my family and the people across the country our friends who live in Washington and all over the world. Like these people are very, very kind and very, very thoughtful. I appreciate their support very much. And this local church here, they really partnered with us. I was able to pray with the pastors. They prayed over me, and I just want to thank them. And I'm super grateful. As well as when I got back, the church actually surprised me one Sunday. And during the announcements, I was called up. Now I didn't know this was gonna happen. And I kind of get scared when I get called up onto the stage at church because I don't know what they're gonna ask me to do. And they call me up on the stage, and I'm there, and it was really great. I was able to feel appreciated and recognized, and that was really wonderful because what they did is they honored me by gifting me this founder's Bible. Now, this is a very nice Bible. It's not only just focusing on the word itself, but historical backing and the history of America, and
And the
ties
history
into
of each individual book as well, like what the themes of that book are and when it was
the
written.
settings, the
It's
all the
perfect for a
scenarios.
National Memory Master,
Yes.
contestant.
And my whole encouragement point would be just submit the video.
Yeah.
Like if you can, if you're doing Memory Master, what do you have to lose? Just go for it. Like if you're doing Community Memory Master, you if you don't go for it, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Once you get there, it's I can't quite explain what it's like when you're gonna be there because it's gonna be something that's gonna be it's I have no words for it. You have to be there yourself to actually experience it and to be able to. You can't describe it. It's an undescribable feeling when you're there. So that's I think what I'd have to say though is it's be at peace, be calm, cool, and collective. That's what I'd say.
Well, go
So,
ahead and bless them. Pray over 'em.
well, Father, I thank you for these 16 finalists who were accepted. I pray that you would honor their hard work and diligence in this process, that you would cover them and guide them and lead them in all truth, that they would feel secure in you and full peace would cover them, Father. The peace of heaven be over their minds, over their
Yes.
words, over everything that comes out of their mouth, that their tongues be holy, Father. I pray that you would fill them, Father, with peace, though, the overwhelming peace that would cover them and protect them. That when they get there, they'd be able to soak it all in, and then they'd be able to represent you well, God. That they would be able to be covered by you, and that there'd be safe travels to them, and that they would just have a wonderful experience and a great time. In Jesus' name.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say to the Borton's family and to the entire organization of Classical Conversations, thank you. Thank you from the Zell
Thank you.
family. Thank you for all of the times that we've been able to enjoy as our community. We've been a part of multiple different communities now as we've grown and moved through life. And I just want to say our experiences would never have been a thing if it had not been for you guys. So thank you for all that you do day in, day out, to help with the education in America, to help to advance true education. And I just am so, so grateful for everything that you guys have sacrificed and continue to do for us, for our family, and for our nation and the world, really. So thank you guys. But all right, get out there, go do it. Check out Classical Conversations and look them up online. Check out Wall
Wall Builders,
Builders,
yep.
look them up as well. And definitely, pastors, strongly urge, go ahead and check out Classical Conversations model to be able to open up your doors and partner with your local Classical Conversations. So we bless you and we thank you for this time. Have a wonderful day.